Hey, what's up? This is a Godot tutorial on rail grinding. I'm making this video because when I was working on my project, I didn't really have any videos around to help me out with this, so hopefully this helps you. All the code will be in a paste bin, and I'll also put the project up on a GitHub. And yeah, this mechanic consists of three main pieces. We need the player controller, which hopefully you are providing the player controller, unfortunately. We're making the rail using a curve 3D within Godot, which will then be populated with rail followers that the player will attach to. I'm going to draw this out real quick. We have the player, and then with the player, we're going to have a raycast coming from below. You can probably get this working with an Area 3D collision, but I found it easier with the raycast. I am not the smartest in the world, so this is what we're working with here. Then we make the rail, and then we're gonna take this rail and populate it with rail followers. Player will jump on the rail, and once the raycast contacts with the rail, we'll find the closest rail follower to the player's position, and then we'll tell that rail follower to start moving on the rail depending which direction the player is facing. I'm just gonna jump through the project setup. All you need is some platforms for your player to stand on, your player itself with your own character controller, first person, third person, whatever you want it to be, isometric for any isometric enjoyers out there. Then you want to make a path 3D node, which you can do by clicking here and you just type path 3D. And you also want to make a path follow 3D node. Once your path 3D and path follow 3D nodes in, you can right click and click save branch as scene. Once you've saved it as a scene in your wanted location, you can go ahead and open it up as a new scene here. And then all you need to do is just right click, attach script, and find the rail to grind script that I've provided. I'll provide that in a paste bin. Once you've loaded that in, you just need to fill out these two exports here at the top right, and also just make your curve and then save that. Then you can load it back into your scene and then build out the curve. Now you can see my curve. That's because I have made a mesh underneath it, and I'm not going to go through a whole Path 3D tutorial in this video, but those videos do exist on YouTube already. With the Path Follow 3D node that we made a scene with earlier, you just want to go ahead and open that and probably rename the scene to something familiar if you haven't already. I've renamed mine to Rail Follower, and then just go ahead and right click the parent node and attach script and just load up the rail follower script I've provided. You don't need this mesh underneath the path follow 3D. However, if you want it there for debugging purposes, it is pretty handy to be able to see where the path follower is while you're playing, and then just go ahead and remove it later. But this, as you can see, that I have the collisions off, so it's not actually there for any purpose other than visuals. Once you've loaded in the script, however, you can find this exported variable and change that to however you, whatever fits the speed of your game. Now we're gonna set up the player, and all you'll need is your character controller, and we'll take the code from the paste bin and put it in your player script. Let's jump in here. One thing you will need to change on your player is you just need to make this grind raise node, and then underneath it put a raycast pointing downwards. You can use multiple rays to try and capture a wider net of area. That's what I have in my project that's currently in production, but you can also just get away with using a single ray. It is all fine. We're just going to be using a single ray in this tutorial here today. Okay, we'll leave that there for now, and we'll be coming back to it later. Let's just jump into the script real quick. So here is the paste bin. You want to go ahead and copy this top bit into your variables, and then you want to copy all of this down into your functions, and then you want to put rail grinding delta inside physics process. I've got it right down the bottom just under move and slide in my physics processor. There'll be a couple of methods you need to look out for. Reset player states after detach. If your player control uses state machines, you can reset your state machine within this method, and then we run detach rail, which detaches a player from the rail. The naming conventions on these methods are very blunt. It's just how I like to do things. If you don't have a state machine in your player controller, what you can do is, instead of using reset player states after detach, you can just use this detach rail method. So from this detach rail, you can see we're using reset player states after detach. You can just get rid of that and put detach rail there. Or if you don't want to be bothered, can't be bothered replacing all of these uses, you can just get rid of all the player state change code and just leave detach rail sitting in there, and that'll be totally fine. I'm pretty sure that's all you'll need to change. If you do come across any troubles, let me know. Okay, so now that we've got the code done, you want to jump back into the player, then in the inspector for the variables. In our variables, we need to set up this grand raise export. Yeah, all you have to do is connect the grand raise node into the inspector here where it says grand raise, and we should be able to just hit play. And let's check out if we can. There we go, we're grinding. And that is it. That is all you have to do to get this working. And so we have our jump animation. We come to the end of the rail there. And boom. There we go. That's done. All good. And then after you can remove the mesh from all the follower nodes, and then you'll just have a rail left instead of it being a bumpy rail. So yeah, that is it. Yeah, hopefully that works for you guys. Let me know if there's any issues. I'll try to answer all the comments. I'm not the smartest dude. I just found this part of my project I should probably make a tutorial on. Yeah, I'll try and answer your questions. If there's anything wrong, let me know. I'll remake this tutorial. And yeah, hopefully this helps. Happy grinding. And like, follow, subscribe.